Now, at the time that your brother passed, weren't you in YA?
Nah, I was in juvenile hall, Sac County.
Okay. Sorry,
Kiefer.
I get the two confused.
Oh yeah, I was in
Okay.
Kiefer.
Okay. So what were you locked up for?
Some little bullshit, little theft, little GTA type shit. It was some dumb young nigga shit, but I had a suspended sentence over my head, so when I took my deal, I didn't understand that my attorney didn't break it down to me, you feel me? He didn't let me know basically that it was a sentence hanging over my head that if I got caught up for anything else, that they could send me on that charge. So what ended up happening is I took that deal, and then a year later I caught another case, which was the GTA. But I went down for that GTA. They dropped that GTA, and that's when I was on my way to CYA for the suspended sentence.
Okay. Why do you think you were stealing cars and getting in trouble during this time?
Trying to make some money or just being a dumbass nigga. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have no guidance at the time. I was reckless. I didn't listen to nobody. I was stubborn. You know what I'm saying? That's the point of the fact, really.
Yeah. Right. And then in 5th grade, you get expelled from school for punching the principal?
Yeah.
Okay, but 5th graders can't really do that much damage.
Nah, not at all.
So, I mean, was it really that serious to get expelled?
Not for an adult. If I was an adult getting swung at by a 5th grader, nah. I would give him a chance. I'd probably try to reach out to the parents to see what's going on at the house, check his mental awareness, see what his support system is looking like. You feel me? So yeah, nah, it wasn't that serious, but it was serious enough to make them feel that something's wrong with this kid and he just has aggression and he's just lashing out for no reason, which wasn't the case.
Right. Because of that incident, you get kicked out of school, then they put you in continuation school, which you said made it worse.
Yeah, of course. Because the way they got it set up is like, it's basically next step to being, when I ended up going to juvenile hall later on down the road, that's how I could compare it to. Because the kids don't give a fuck. Nobody give a fuck. Niggas fighting in there, you feel me? Sometimes they got like little staff with walkie-talkies and shit, so like it kind of just prepared me, you feel me? Like it welcomed me to that shit, you feel me? It opened me up to that.
Right, because you're in Sacramento at the time, and you talked about how there's a lot of politics in Sacramento. There's gang injunctions, police harassment, where basically if there's more than 3 people hanging out, the police could just arrest you.
Yeah. At one point, yeah. And I got it no more, but yeah, they did have a gang injunction.
Okay. So then in 2011, you end up getting arrested for a robbery?
Yeah, it was allegedly a 211.
That's an armed robbery?
Yeah, and it had gang enhancements and some other charges, but I fought that case. Fought that case to the end, and I got charged with the 211.
Okay. So you fought that case, but then in 2012, you were around 16 at the time?
Yeah, because I did a year.
What's that?
I said yeah, because I did a year.
Right. So you're on joint suspension, and then you catch another case, and that's when you get real time.
Yep, 2013.
Right. And that's 5 years.
Yep, 5 years, 8 months. Basically a little 6-piece.
All right. So here you are, 17 years old, and they're telling you, yeah, you had a few little bids here and there, but 5 years, I mean, that's like a third of your life, basically, at that time.
Yep, low.
When you heard 5 years, how did that affect you?
At the time, I ain't gonna lie, like, I was selfish, so, like, I didn't give a fuck about nothing but what I had going on. And since I didn't care, you feel me? I didn't care about, like, how my mom felt or none of that. So I got it, and I was just like, putting that tough guy persona on, like, it's all good. Like, I'll be back. Like, it's Gucci. Because they said, you feel me, 18 months I could get out. But in reality, for those that know, like, that's like possibility of like fire camping. Like, if you doing good programming and whatnot. So, I mean, that was the possibility. 18 months, knock it out, come back. But as soon as I got there, I was already fighting. So that didn't happen.
Well, look, I mean, we all like to put on a tough persona around other people. Like, yeah, whatever, not a big deal. I could do this. But, when you're by yourself, there's no one else around, that's when the reality starts to hit. I mean, did you cry when it really kind of hit you, and did it really mess you up?
I mean, you got to just take a look at my lifestyle. It wasn't something that was new to me. I spent like half of my years prior to that in the system, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't new, you feel me? To me, it was just a new chapter. I'm moving on to the next chapter. That's how I thought in my head at the time. Like, it's just that. What's next? Prison. What's next? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how the mindset at the time was, you know what I'm saying? Because I was young-minded. I didn't know any better. I didn't have any goals. I didn't know what I wanted to be in life. So at the time, it was like, fuck it. I'm on this bus, on this lonely road, and I don't know where it's taking me, but we gonna rock it out to the wheels fall off. That was my mindset. So
okay,
there was no like, I didn't go to my cell and cry, like, you know what I'm saying? I just thugged it out. Was ready.
Man, listen, I'm not saying anything's wrong with that. We've all cried over various reasons.
Nothing's wrong with it, but I'm just saying, like, when you come from that shit and you done already been in the system, you already get accustomed to it. You know what I'm saying? Whereas to somebody that's not really used to it, of course, that shit gonna set in. But if you're already accustomed to it, a lot of us already know what comes with our decisions. So it's like, you gotta own up to it.
Okay, so now you're doing 5 years in the California Youth Authority. Now, is this a lot different than what you've been through before in terms of being in jail?
Yeah, of course. I mean, now it's like different. You know what I'm saying? We got staff members, you got COs, we got, you know what I'm saying, green suits that come in with the little bean bags and the fog shit, spraying niggas up. Like, yeah, it's for sure different. But it was basically just, like I said, one step closer from juvenile hall. Now we to YA, you feel me? It was what next type shit.
Okay, so in YA, do they separate people based on geographic locations, gang affiliations, race? Like, how did it work when you got there?
Nah. You just put everybody together. Southsiders on one side, homies right here, blacks, Bay Area card. Everybody just got to learn to basically just coexist. That's it.
So by this time, did you identify as a Norteño?
No, I'm going in there being me. Rico too Smoove, Rico. They ask me who I am, where I'm from. I'm like, Rico. They know who I am. You know what I'm saying? I went in there strictly to do my time and try to figure out what went wrong, reevaluate my life, and figure out a game plan so that I didn't have to be in that same situation again. At the same cycle.
Well, but outside of that, while you were still on the street, did you identify as a Norteño?
Nah.
Never. Okay,
I identify as Rico.
Okay, because even when they reached out to me, because I remember I did an interview and I asked whether there was any black or Norteños, and I was told, yeah, there are sometimes. And when they reached out to me, it's like, oh, we know a black Norteño.
I'm a Blaxican. I'm a Blaxican from Northern California that does music.
Okay, so you don't identify as Norteño at all?
I identify as Rico too Smoove.
Okay, fair enough. Well, while you're in YA, a fight happens and the video actually got released at one point.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, and you're actually fighting like a grown man.
Yeah, probably like, because they could keep you to like 25 at the time, you feel me? So dude was probably like 23. I had just got out there. I had just pulled up, so I'm like 17. I just turned 17.
Okay, and I guess the fight was one of your friends was getting set up to fight like 3 Southerners. So
yeah, it was just business. That's all it was. Overall, it was business, and then after the fact, everybody was cool. You know what I'm saying? We kept it cool. You know what I'm saying? We had the house was Gucci. Everybody was comfortable, kicking back, making spreads and shit. That's just what comes with it, bro. But you know what I'm saying? Like, the point of the fact of this interview is that to show that a lot of the interviews are already done. Everybody already knows what I've been through and where I come from in the background. But the main fact of this one should be where I'm at today, what my future goals is, and, you know what I'm saying, any type of projects or, you know what I'm saying, shit that I'm trying to, you feel me, put out there. Cause
yeah,
I fuck with you. I know what you're trying to do. You also trying to give the fans and the audience that don't know me a chance to get some insight. We could give them a little insight, but once they already do their own little research, they're gonna already know who I am and see all the other interviews. So it's best that when we talk about this, we talk about strictly business, my music, and anything that has to do with positivity. Cause I'm just not trying to, you feel me?
Yeah.
It's backtracking for me, you feel me? Cause I'm trying to advance and not stay in a certain box. But if you're a person that talks about these things and you're continuing staying in that same cycle, that's just all you're gonna be talked about and talked amongst people about. Oh yeah, Rico Tumultuous. We don't want all that, you know what I'm saying? We trying to talk about the business aspect from it.
Right. Fair enough. And I know you've done other interviews, but my audience is my audience. And I'm going to get into everything, but I'm just kind of going down the timeline.
It's all good.
You see what I'm saying? So once we get to that part, that's what I will focus on, but I need to get to that part first.
It's all good.
With all due respect.
It's all good.
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes my audience doesn't jump on other platforms and see the whole story.
Yeah,
so
you Gucci. Basically,
with my 6 million subscribers, I think for a lot of them, they're probably going to be introduced to you for the first time. You see what I'm saying? So I think it's important to just tell the backstory.
It's all good, man.
But we're not going to just dwell on that and then stop the interview. We're going to get into the current as well.
It's all good. We just move forward, Pop.
Right.